Hello gamers and gamettes. Today we are reacting to Pokemon, but I can only use my first 6 encounters. This video is by a great content creator named Whoop. Check him out after this video, but I think that this video is going to be a great resource for understanding Pokemon challenges, and I think it's a fantastic video, and so I will be reacting as we go along. Please don't get too mad if I pause the video. Let's get into it.
Route 1. Usually this is where you'll obtain your starter, maybe catch the regional bird, grind, and then just move along. And that makes sense.
Fair.
Most stuff found this early in the game are really weak and don't serve much use in the long run. I mean, Rattata, Caterpie, Weedle. But a thought came to me. How bad would beating Fire Red actually be if
I'm guessing that it'll be pretty hard. Like, what can you get? Maybe Rattata Pidgey, maybe a Nidoran, maybe a Spearow, maybe a Mankey. And then, it depends on if he's using his starter or not. That would...
If I only use my first 6 encounters? I mean, we're not going to have much type coverage, so I think it'll be pretty bad. Before we begin, I should define what counts as an encounter. An encounter is 1. Any gift Pokemon, such as the starter. 2. Any wild Pokemon encountered. And 3. Any NPCs like the legendary birds, although that's not going to happen. Encountering wild Pokemon before being able to catch them doesn't count as an encounter because I literally can't catch it. Also, trading doesn't count as an encounter since you're just swapping an already existing encounter. And finally, duplicate wild Pokemon don't count so that I can actually have...
That makes sense. Dupes really takes away the fun of using your first 6 encounters because, like, imagine having a team of 4 Rattatas and 2 Pidgeys. Just not fun.
Have some variety on my team. So that's it. I'm going to be playing this with no items of battle and on set because what loser actually needs to switch while knowing what their opponent is going to send out next, right? Definitely not me. So when picking my starter, I already knew that Bulbasaur was out of the question since it's easily the most useless.
It's Squirtle because you need Surf.
I was originally considering picking Charmander since you can't find fire types until after Lavender Town, but I decided to go with Squirtle.
Yeah, Squirtle is absolutely the best choice here because it learns Surf. It has a pretty great defense stat as Blastoise. It just has a lot of damage potential. And also Venusaur falls off really hard about after the 4th gym. I said it in this video. Watch that.
Because it would be nearly impossible to beat the game due to needing Surf. The first water type I can get is Magikarp, and that's after beating Brock, so I'm probably not going to be getting that. Anyway, nothing eventful for the first few minutes of the game. I level up Squirtle while I can since I'll definitely be needing it to beat.
Yeah, it's smart to grind before you catch your encounters because you don't have balls yet, so you can kill every Pokemon you see.
Brock. After I finally get Pokeballs, I start going through Route 1, which will inevitably lead to an encounter, and I get a Pidgey first.
Pidgey's pretty good. It's not the best. Spearow is 100% better. But yeah, Pidgey's pretty good.
Try. That's pretty good. I catch it with ease and continue on to Viridian City. So I make it to Viridian City, and the only other encounter I got was another Pidgey, and that doesn't really count.
Rattata. Alright, Rattata. Rattata's really good. Raticate is a very great Pokemon. It has a lot of damage potential, especially very early on. Hyper Fang, Super Fang, Quick Attack, and if it has Guts, that's one heck of a Pokemon.
So I head west to Route 22, which is where I'm going to be catching the next Pokemon, Mankey. By far the earliest fighting type that I can get, and probably...
Mankey's good. I think it's one of the only fighting types you can get in this game before, like, the 3rd gym. So that's really great.
Probably the only one that I can actually reasonably get. It'll be really useful for coverage. Unfortunately, I find a Rattata first, so that kind of sucks, but I do get a second try, so not bad. So for Viridian...
Okay. Caterpie is pretty good. Butterfree is actually really good for the first gym. Sleep Powder, Confusion, it really takes that trivial aspect out of the Brock fight, but he has Squirtle, so she should be fine. And Pikachu. Pikachu is awesome. It may not have the greatest BST as a Rattata, or not as a Rattata, as a Raichu, but it's still a great Pokemon and some great type coverage.
First, I'm hoping for a Pikachu, which is easily the best thing that I can find since it's electric type. Unfortunately, I do get a Caterpie, which kinda sucks, but on the second encounter again, I get a Pikachu, so I'm really lucky. Okay, after fighting the trainers in the forest, it's time for Brock, and to nobody's surprise, we beat him first try. I mean, we one-shot Geodude with Bubble, and Onix is a 2-shot. Even though this was easy, I think that I'm probably gonna have to train up the rest of my team eventually, so let's probably do that. After a bit, I'm at Rival 2, and
alright, so he skipped all of the Mount Moon, because Mount Moon is easy. If you're not doing a Nuzlocker, it's really not that hard.
I'm a little bit under level due to having a full team.
That wasn't a stab at him. I know he's not going to do a Nuzlocker. I was just saying.
At this point of the game, Pidgeotto brings Pikachu to low health with some quick attacks, but we Thunder Shock and it does a little bit of damage, but we get a lucky static paralysis and we knock it out with just 1 HP. Next is Rattata, so I switch to Mankey, take it out with ease, and then out comes Abra who can't fight back, so now we're on to Bulbasaur. I switch to Butterfree and have a bit of a long fight due to me being stubborn and wanting to get some more experience, even though we got put to sleep twice. Either way, we won with basically no trouble.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter that he stayed in.
Misty time. I lead with Pikachu, who I leveled up a little bit more, and Thundershock does most of Staryu's health. It uses Harden, so we're at Starmie with full health. However, unfortunately, we get outsped and nails us with Water Pulse as we paralyze it. Thundershock's doing about a quarter, but we
Thief is smart. It's a dark type move.
Go down.
It's super effective against this Starmie. Real smart.
I send Butterfree out to use Thief, which surprisingly does the same amount as Thundershock. It annoyingly spams to recover, and we go down. I use Wartortle to finish
Yeah, Bite just ends that fight for you. Well played, Whoop. Well played.
Starmie off with a Bite, and we get the win. Surprisingly, Rival 3 actually posed a bit of a threat to us. Kadabra was able to take out 2 of our members on our team. Still, it wasn't too bad, although the fact that he was actually somewhat of a challenge, even with some grinding to catch up, is kind of concerning for the future.
That is, but I do not think that you'll have the greatest issues with him, because you picked Squirtle, meaning that he'll have Bulbasaur, I think Arcanine, not Executor, maybe Executor, I don't remember, but when you pick Squirtle, you should never have issues. His team is on screen. But yeah, you shouldn't have issues for any of those, except for maybe Pidgeot, but you have Raichu for it, so you'll be good, man.
Even more surprisingly, Surge took 2 tries. Yeah.
Well, also, maybe your problem is that you don't always use a Pokemon that's super effective. I know that you're trying to get XP and you're trying to use every Pokemon. Weirdly, except for Rattata. Yeah, look at his Rattata is level 6. Come on, man, use that Rattata.
Yeah, the gym leader who I often just mindlessly mash A on was actually pretty difficult, mainly because of Raichu constantly paralyzing us and then becoming unhittable with Double Team. We won by literal sheer luck with our dig hitting at the last turn. Fortunately for us, the road from Vermilion to Celadon offers a lot of experience points, which is going to be very helpful, especially since we're starting to see more evolved Pokemon. I'm getting a little bit worried though. My team has been falling a bit behind lately. I mean, we lost to Surge. Actually, it'll probably be okay. Once we evolve Mankey and Pikachu, we should be good to go. On a funny note, our Rattata is still level 6 after all of these battles. Yeah, I don't know what we're going to do with it. Probably just for HMs. And
dude, Rattata. Look at Raticate's moveset. Look at its BST. It may not be the greatest BST, but it can just, it's fast, man. It can add so much damage potential with Super Fang. Dude, just use it.
Anyway, right before Erica, we get Pikachu and Mankey to evolve. Oh yeah.
Nice, that's such an awesome... Oh, he's using Rattata. Sorry, I'm excited.
And Rattata too. That's, cool, I guess? Erica was pretty easy. We got paralyzed by Victory Bell, which sucks, but our Pidgeotto hangs on all the way to Vileplume. I switched to Butterfree for some experience and to be super effective against her poison
In perfect world, that Pidgeotto would be a Fearow, but it's whatever.
Type, and we take it out. That gives us the TM for Giga Drain, which I obviously give to Butterfree. Now on to Giovanni, and he was exactly as easy as you expect. We have water and fighting types, and he has rock and normal types, so no trouble here. And Rival 4 was also easy. Wow, we're going on a little boss rush here. I'm really excited though that Pidgeotto and Wartortle are going to evolve soon. That should definitely help. Speaking of which...
Yeah, for sure. With having all 6 members of your party fully evolved, even if they're Route 1 Pokemon, still pretty good BST. It'll make the game so much easier.
I do a lot of uneventful grinding on the way to Fuchsia, and they evolve. I guess now it's time to take on Koga. And yeah, Koga was really easy. Butterfree just put the tougher Pokemon to sleep, and we just knocked them all out using Psychic. Weezing held on for a bit since he kept healing, but we didn't lose a single member. I'm actually pretty shocked that this is going really well so far. I'm wondering how much longer our team can hold up. Anyway, fast forward to Rival 5 and
I don't think you should have any issues, because you wall Blaine, you wall Giovanni. There shouldn't be an issue. You might have some issues with Lorelei, but you'll have Raichu and Primeape for that. Bruno shouldn't be an issue. Raichu and Wartortle, that should be good. And Psychic with Butterfree. Agatha shouldn't have any issues, even though you don't have a direct counter to it. Agatha just doesn't have that much damage potential. Lance, if you teach Blastoise Ice Beam, you're completely fine. Or the Blizzard TM you find in the Pokemon Mansion, then you should be good. And for your rival, you should be fine. So I don't see any more issues happening for you in this run.
we have a pretty easy fight. We use Thunderbolt to take down Pidgeot, then we one-shot Gyarados with Thunderbolt as well, and so does Growlithe. I take out Alakazam and Venusaur with Pidgeot, and I'm surprised we're not having too much trouble with the rival, even though he has a mostly fully evolved team. Maybe Giovanni will be a challenge? Well, surprise surprise, he was actually a lot harder than I thought he would be. Well, he wasn't that hard. We take out Nidorino and Nidoqueen with Blastoise, but we do end up going down, and we finish his team with Primeape. Not bad. I think our biggest problem going forward is going to be our lack of type coverage. I'm hoping that we can still make up for it with just brute force. Next is Sabrina, and I leveled up quite a bit after the Giovanni fight. Unfortunately, I don't have a direct counter to her psychic types, since the only super effective
he taught his Blastoise Ice Beam.
the thing we have is Bite, and that's special. So we just have to brute force our way through. Fortunately,
yeah, Surf, Bite, Brick Break, Ice Beam. It's one of the best movesets you can have on your Blastoise. Good job, man. Playing really well.
they all have low physical defense, and for some reason Alakazam just spammed Future Sight, which didn't do anything, so we got a pretty easy victory. Anyway, Blaine went exactly how you thought it would. We just washed away his entire team with Surf, and he couldn't really do any damage to us, so yeah, there we go. This is kind of the reason why I'm glad that we chose Blastoise, as it has an okay move pool, and it is able to tank really well. And finally, we have Giovanni fight number 3, and again, he actually posed somewhat of a threat. We take out his first few Pokemon easily with Surf, although we do lose speed, so by the time we get to Nidoking, we lose Blastoise, but it didn't matter too much though, as we finish him off with Pidgeot. And with that, we have got all the gym badges. But we still have Rival 6 ahead. He leads with Pidgeot, and we lead with Raichu. We take it out with ease with Thunderbolt, and out comes Rhyhorn, so I switch to Primeape to finish it off. After comes out Alakazam.
Ooh, that Horn Drill could have been really bad.
And I switched to Pidgeot to take it out, and yet again, he just spammed Future Sight. I don't know why he loves using that move so much. It's terrible in the game. Well, actually, it kind of came in handy, as Raichu takes the Future Sight and loses to Growl. I finish it off with Primeape, and out comes Gyarados, so I use Rock Slide. It's doing about a third, so I switch to Blastoise to take it out, and last is Venusaur, who uses Growth and takes us out with a Razor Leaf easily. We send out Pidgeot, and it also goes down. Then finally, we finish it off with Butterfree. Wow, that was actually kinda scary. So after some grinding in Victory Road, here is our final team. Now, some of you may notice that I've been leveling Raticate the entire run, even though I've literally never used it in battle. And there's a reason.
If you Super Fang scums, I'm gonna be so proud.
For that. You see, at level 40, I learned Super Fang, which is a really good move that halves the opponent's HP. Even though it probably won't be playing too big of a role, I think it can offer some good chip damage as support. Anyway, I think that this Elite 4 run is going to be pretty difficult, especially seeing how Rival 6 went. First is Lorelei. We sent out Raichu, and it surprisingly didn't knock out Dugong in one hit, even though I have it.
Dugong is relatively tanky. You should one-shot Cloyster.
Hold the magnet?
Yeah.
Luckily, it just goes for Safeguard.
Wow, I'm shocked you one-hit Slowbro. Slowbro's pretty tanky with Amnesia.
And we take it out. Cloyster annoyingly uses Protect to
yeah, Lapras hangs on. It's just bulky.
But it has bad special defense, so we one-shot. Next is Lapras, and we go down to Hydro Pump, which kinda sucks, but we do finish it off with Primeape, and she sends out Jinx.
Yeah, Jinx is no issue, just Brick Break.
To my surprise, Rock Slide is not a one-shot, even though it has base 35
Why not just use Stab, Brick Break?
and physical defense. And she gets a lucky.
Wait, why did you... What? Is Jinx an Ice Psychic type? Is that what I'm forgetting? Hold up. I'm sorry to Jinx type. Oh, it's Psychic Ice. Oh, I feel dumb for not knowing that. Oh, whoop. I'm sorry, man. Continue.
He freeze with Ice Punch. I switched to Pidgeot in a panic and instantly regretted as she one-shots us with Ice Punch. Finally, I send out Blastoise and get some
You should not be concerned here. Worst case scenario, you're fine, man. You're alright.
incredible luck to take her out. Wow, I was not expecting that to be so hard. Next is Bruno, and I also got a little scared. Onyx is obviously a one-shot with Surf, but I switched to Pidgeot for Hitmonchan. We got a lucky miss and we take it out, although it used Rock Tomb to lower our speed. Machamp loses about half of its health to Fly before it takes us out with Cross Chop, and unfortunately Butterfree Psychic put it at literally 1 health and we go down. And finally, get ready to clap. Raticate makes its first useful appearance in battle.
Incredible. I've never been more happy.
We missed Super Fang at first, but we do hit the second. It doesn't matter though, we got the Super Fang, its job is done. I take Machamp out with Blastoise and finish the rest of his team off with only 2 Pokemon remaining. Wow, I did not expect that battle to be so close. Now, Agatha was actually easier than the first 2 surprisingly, however...
Yeah, I see no issues. Your Raticate knows Shadow Ball, and it should take no damage from Gengar or any of your ghosts, because, well, they're ghosts.
What's even more surprising is the role that Raticate played. You see, just before fighting the Elite Four, I got the TM for Shadow Ball from the game corner, and it was the only thing with decent physical attack that could actually learn the move. So it actually played an important role. It was able to take out her ghosts pretty easily, and even though we lost half of our team in the
Oh, Sludge Bomb, I forgot about that.
fight, it was definitely easier than the other 2. Last is Lance, and this took me a few tries because of some bad luck. Gyarados is an easy one-shot with Thunderbolt, but our problem is with his Dragonairs, which outspeed our Blastoise. And they don't go down in one hit to Ice Beam, so we have a bit of a problem. I switched to Butterfree to put it to sleep, but unfortunately it wakes up due to Shed Skin. We do take it out, but his secondary Dragonair is worrying me, so I send out Raticate to chip away, and I use Pidgeot's return to finish it off. Next is Aerodactyl, and I need a safe switch into Raichu, so I let Pidgeot go down.
Yeah, Steel Wing, Sack. Actually, do you still have Blastoise? Because if you do, you go into Blastoise and you Ice Beam, and you should be fine, and that sets you up well for Lance's Dragon.
And just hope that it doesn't get the Ancient Power boost, and it doesn't, so we take it out. His final Pokemon is Dragonite, and we get a lucky crit with Thunderbolt. I don't know if it mattered, but Dragonite outsped Blastoise, and we barely survived.
Yeah, you probably could have. That actually was smarter, because if he outspeeds, then actually you played very well here, Woof. Never mind, you're smarter than me.
So I'm still thankful for the crit. And finally, we have our rival, the champion. Raichu makes quick work of Pidgeot as I switch into Butterfree to nullify Rhydon's Earthquake. I put it to sleep, and surprisingly, Giga Drain doesn't knock it out in one hit.
Oh wow!
He heals and...
Wow, that's 4 times. Rhydon is 4 times weak, and that's high special attack. Butterfree, but it's not stab, so I kind of understand why I didn't one-shot.
a few more special
Also, he's 6 levels higher, yeah.
attacks take it out. I try to put Arcanine to sleep.
You put Arcanine to sleep if you can, but if you don't, you simply pivot, use the Butterfree to pivot into Blastoise.
But it outspeeds us and it one-shots us with Flamethrower. This isn't looking good. I try to Super Fang.
There's no point Super Fang because he's like 20 levels higher. He's 16 levels higher than you. You just die.
With Raticate, but it also gets outsped and we get one shot again. At this point, I just switch to Blastoise and use Surf and just hope that we can tank its Flamethrowers. And he surprisingly switches into...
You're really underleveled, man. I'm sorry to say it, but this fight would be so much easier. If even on level, it would be so easy.
Venusaur. I use Ice Beam as I know that his only attacking move is Solar Beam, and then switch to Pidgeot to take the hit and finish it off. Alakazam yet again goes for the brilliant play of spamming Future Sight so it also goes down, and at this point I'm pretty sure that we've won. Gyarados goes down to 1 Thunderbolt, and we outspeed Arcanine and take it out with just 1 more Thunderbolt. And there we go,
nice.
We beat Fire Red.
Nice job, Whoop. You played that masterfully. Good job. Really great content, really great story. Like, the suspense was good. Really well constructed video. I wish I could do my videos as well as you do. Yeah, I'm gonna give this run an 8 out of 10. It was pretty fantastic. Yeah, subscribe, 219 likes, 6,000 views. Yeah, so if you haven't already, check out Whoop. He is an awesome content creator. He does Pokemon challenge runs. You know, he's really awesome, so be sure to check him out. My name is Mr. Tam, and I will see you later.